How's it going, guys? I'm Connor from Running Warehouse.
And I'm Risa from Running Warehouse.
And today we're gonna be giving you our full review of the new Nike Pegasus 41. Now the Pegasus series is one of the longest lasting running shoes in the game. It's changed quite a bit since the early days, but now with version 41, the shoe still retains that status as that daily training workhorse.
Yeah, it's really impressive how long this shoe's been around. I tested out the Pegasus 39 and I personally never really found a spot for it in my rotation. I ended up using it more for casual wear, but I was really curious with this new React X foam if this would find a place in my rotation.
Yeah, and I feel like while this shoe has updates from top to bottom, the big change is gonna be in that midsole. Right when I got it on foot, you feel that React X cushioning. I always felt like the React cushioning in the past couple versions maybe just didn't have quite the liveliness that I'd expect. Now with the React X, we just get a little bit bump. It's got a nice little squish in, not super squishy, but a nice softness. It's got a little bit of bounce, not the bounciest shoe. Again, this is more of a simple shoe. The stack height isn't super highly cushioned. A lot of shoes are getting higher and higher. This is actually gonna have one of the lower 4-foot stack heights in the daily training space, but I like that for some days. It's nimble, it's a little bit faster feeling, it's versatile, it's a fun shoe.
Yeah, I would echo a lot of that. The new midsole, I could also right away tell that it was an improvement. It has more responsiveness to it, and then it still has those air pods in the forefoot and heel to give it a little added bounce as well. I felt like the sweet spot for this shoe was probably those shorter daily easy miles. That's how I would use the shoe. Like you said, it's kind of missing the protection that I really like in my running shoes.
Yeah, and moving on down to the outsole, not a lot of huge changes here. You still have that waffle design that's seen in a lot of shoes. I feel like that actually adds a nice amount of traction on the roads. You've got that guidance line that's been seen year after year, adds a little bit of flexibility. Overall, I feel like that lower stack height mixed with some of this flexibility really creates a nice smooth ride, and even smoother ride than I feel like the last couple versions. As I got in a rhythm, I just felt like the shoe runs really easily and almost just disappears on foot. As we look a little closer at the lugs, I got about 50, a little over 50 miles on this shoe, no real wear, and I feel like that was maybe a downfall over the last couple versions. I felt like both the rubber and the midsole gave out a little bit early. I was noticing about 50 miles, 100 miles in, there was a noticeable change underfoot. Haven't noticed that here, and I think just that rubber upgrade plus that little bit more resilient midsole is really making this shoe step up a notch.
Yeah. Solid outsole for us. And then in the upper as well, that was probably one of my favorite things about this shoe. Pretty standard engineered mesh upper, very breathable. I felt like Nikes in general just fit me really well. I have more narrow feet, but because it is a stretchy upper, I feel like it's gonna work for a variety of foot types.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'm more of that standard medium width, and while it is maybe just a little snug, you get almost a more performance locked in feel, not too tight. It really just disappeared on foot. Some nice breathability in the forefoot. And overall, I just really like the look of this upper. It's sleek, you can wear it when you're walking around, and it's also very fast feeling when you decide to pick up the pace. Overall, I feel like the upper just really wraps it together and makes it a Pegasus that I've been wearing more than probably the last 5 versions. Peg 41 is gonna be my favorite.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably one of the best looking shoes on the market right now. Should we get into comparable models? I'm gonna say this is gonna be among the likes of like the Hoka Clifton, the Brooks Ghost, the Saucony Ride. Which one's right for you? It really is just up to your personal preference. Like I mentioned earlier, I really like the high stack trend. I'm all about that. So while I did enjoy this midsole, I probably would opt for like a Hoka Clifton over this because it does have that added protection and lighter weight as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on with like a Saucony Ride, a Ghost. It's just that reliable workhorse. It can pretty much be used for any day of the week, and you've got enough cushioning to rack up those miles. I will agree, this is gonna be the lowest of the group. So if you're looking for something a little bit more nimble, something with a little bit more ground feel, this is gonna work really well. And again, it has those protection for all of your daily mile needs. Pegasus 41 is just gonna continue on what the Pegasus has always been good for, and that's racking up the miles.
So there you have it. That was our full review. If you wanna get the Pegasus 41 on your feet, you can find it here now at Running Warehouse.